Today we're reacting to Why Gatekeepers Don't Like Black People by Christian Brunette. Let's get into it.
Yasuke is a black samurai in the Assassin's Creed Shadows game. He is based off a real person who was an African warrior that later became Japan's first recorded black samurai, serving the powerful warlord Oda Nobunaga during the late 16th century. John Blackthorne is a character in the Shogun show who becomes shipwrecked in Japan. He is also based off a real English sailor who was the first Englishman to reach Japan. In the show, he becomes a samurai, which never happened in real life. I find both of these stories to be similar. Both Yasuke and John are foreigners who ended up in Japan, and both became
Quick question. Is this Tom Hardy? I think that's his name. The guy that was in the Venom movies. Is that him? Or is that a different person?
samurai through different stories, but only one is hated with a passion by cultural gatekeepers. Today, most pictures of Yasuke have been edited to look like George Floyd, but these same self-appointed protectors of Japanese culture did not complain about Blackthorne's presence or his inclusion in a Japanese setting. Something tells me, though, if Blackthorne was anything other than a pale Englishman, there would have been DEI complaints, and people claiming he doesn't belong. This alone could be a full-length video on its own, but today, it's an intro.
The West self-appointed guardians of Japanese culture. This is hilarious. The fact that this is titled The West self-appointed guardians of Japanese culture, as in a non-Japanese person is guarding Japanese culture, which it should be a Japanese person guarding their own culture, which is crazy in itself. But let's continue.
A cultural gatekeeper. This is someone, often a group of people who act as protectors of communities they do not belong to. They are usually very obnoxious. A manga titled Half is More.
I don't know if this is out yet, but I cannot wait to read this. I do want to read this, though. I remember seeing this on Twitter, and I was like, yo, this would be a great manga to read, like, on stream. Speaking of stream, I'm thinking about going back to doing multi-streaming on Twitch. I'll be streaming on YouTube and Twitch in the future. I think about doing multi-streaming alongside with TikTok. I'm trying to figure out how to do TikTok lives. But the reason why I bring all this together is because I used to like read manga on stream, and I do want to read this on stream one day. I do want to like find this and like read it on stream. I'm like really looking forward to reading this one. I think this is about a half black woman, half Japanese woman's life experience. And I know people were like uproar about this on Twitter, which is crazy that it's someone else's experience and you have uproar about it.
Crops in Japan. It's a story about two siblings, children of a black French father and a Japanese mother, navigating identity, belonging, and what it means to be hafu in a country that has.
What's wrong with that? There's a lot of Blasian, children in Japan. It's a lot, and their stories need to be told. Their experiences need to be told, just like anyone else's experiences, like any other hafu life needs to be told, like their story. I just don't see the problem with that. Like, it's like you're denying their existence. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to downplay other people's existence and deny it. That's the way I see it.
Historically struggled with mixed race identity. Japanese readers embrace it. Critics celebrate it.
Yeah, I mean, if the people of Japan embrace it and like it, what's the problem? I mean, what's the problem? If they don't have a problem with it, why do other people have a problem with it?
Tops the prestigious Kono manga charts and rankings. This list is voted on by manga artists, editors, and booksellers. The country and people the story was made for, people whose culture it reflects, loved it. Then, Viz Media announces an English language release, and within hours, Western social media users are flooding the internet with racist edits of the cover, adding caricatures with exaggerated lips, fried chicken, and every degrading trope you can imagine. All of it aimed at a manga about the pain of racial discrimination, written by a mixed-race author drawing from her own life. The Gatekeeper has entered the chat. There's a specific type of person we're going to talk about today, not the casual anime fan. I'm talking about something much worse, the cultural gatekeeper. Specifically, the Western, predominantly white gatekeeper who has appointed themselves the protector of Japanese culture.
I don't like those type of people. I can't stand those type of people. I can't stand them.
A culture they did not create, do not belong to, and were not asked to defend, and in most cases, aren't even educated on. As the losers who are complaining about Yasuke didn't even know he was a real historical figure in Japan.
He is a real historical person in Japan. He existed. And the cosplay thing, this is crazy. The fact that it's okay for, the gatekeepers to cosplay, but if someone like this lady here, it's not okay. But you do realize, again, Sailor Moon is Asian, so it doesn't really matter.
These are people who will call a black person's cosplay inaccurate, but say nothing to
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's wrong if we do it, but it's right if they do it. Damn if you do, if you don't,
white cosplayers cosplaying Asian characters. They claim to care about authenticity, but the moment a Japanese work centers black or brown characters, or is embraced by black and brown audiences, suddenly there's a problem.
Exactly.
Unacceptable! My question is, who gave them that job? Well, no one. It's entitlement.
That's a good question. Who gave them that? Yeah, that's a good question. Like, why do they care so much? Why can't they just, enjoy just like everyone else enjoys it? I just don't understand.
But more on that later. First, let's look at a brief history of Western hands in Japanese media. The West has been altering, censoring, and gatekeeping Japanese media for decades, usually without asking. When anime first hit America in the 90s, companies like 4Kids Entertainment edited out and changed entire storylines. Death became the shadow realm. Cigarettes became lollipops. Queer characters and storylines were erased from shows like Sailor Moon. Viz Media openly admitted to censoring a lot of content to avoid, quote, controversy. Was any of this asked for by Japanese creators? No. Was it asked for by Japanese audiences? Absolutely not. It was a Western industry making unilateral decisions about what Japanese art was allowed to say and to whom. The gatekeeping just looked more professional back then. Today it wears the face of a Twitter mob. The gatekeeping of anime isn't applied equally. It's disproportionately aimed at black fans, black cosplayers, and black characters. Black people have loved anime for years, just like any other group. You can't deny the black fandom that exists in anime and manga, from the conventions to the communities they built for themselves when the mainstream fandom made them feel unwelcome. And yet, black cosplayers are routinely told their cosplays are inaccurate. Black people who tweet about their favorite series get bombarded with demands to prove they are real fans. Name every character.
Which they shouldn't. I mean, why should they? Why should they be questioned about their love for something that I feel like is universally loved by everybody? But why should we be questioned about it? It doesn't make sense. Why do we get all the hate? It doesn't make sense. Like, why do we have to get all the hate and all the pushback? Why can't we just exist in loving things that, again, are universal to everybody?
List every power. Recite every arc. As if it's an entrance exam. This harassment isn't random. It's a pattern of exclusion dressed up as quality control. In late of last year, this pattern had a devastating consequence. A young black cosplayer named Ash, known online as Squid Kid, died by at just 19 years old. Ash had received
R.I.P. to her. I remember hearing about the story, and it's like really sad that she that happened to her, which is crazy, like that she was pushed to that point. Nobody should be pushed to that point just because of what they love and what they enjoy doing because of, let's just be honest, racist people in the world feel some type of way. It's just unfortunate, and it's crazy because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy that you drove a person over something so stupid, bro.
Relentless racist attacks for cosplaying characters that were traditionally Asian. The harassment was
Exactly, all because you have most of them. I would assume these gatekeepers have a weird obsession with Asia and specifically Japan and East Asia. That it's like they put that onto other people, like whatever weird fantasy or whatever obsession. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control.
sustained, targeted, and lethal. This is the real-world cost of what some people still try to dismiss as just gatekeeping.
I'll say this. That feels like it's more than just gatekeeping. That's like way more than gatekeeping. It's weird obsession and a weird fantasy that they live in.
The people who vandalized the Half Is More covers weren't protecting Japanese culture. They were just being racist. They took a work
Exactly. That's not protecting. How's that protecting? How are you in any way protecting Japanese culture? Also, who appointed you people to be these righteous people to to protect Japanese culture? Again, it's not your job. It's the job of the Japanese people to protect their own culture. Go protect your culture. Go protect what that matters to you in your own culture, not someone else's culture. Also, wouldn't that be a form of cultural appropriation in a way?
created by a mixed-race Japanese woman, celebrated by Japanese readers for its sensitivity and turned it into blackface propaganda, all while convincing themselves they were protecting something. What's funny is that mixed-race Japanese are still Japanese. Unlike the gatekeepers, the levels of irony are insane.
Hey, you made a good point. Those are real Japanese people. Even though they're half, they're still Japanese. Majority of them, from what I understand, live in Japan. Also, wait, speaking of Japanese, they are Japanese. They're also culturally Japanese. Like I said, majority of them live in Japan. Most of the Hafus, the Blasians, the ones that are mixed black and Japanese. Majority to most don't want to leave Japan, and they feel more culturally connected to Japan. So they're more culturally connected than a gatekeeper. Think about that. They're more intact with Japanese culture and society than you are. They have the upper hand than the gatekeeper.
The outsider decides that the insider got it wrong, and this happens a lot. A black character gets announced in an anime, gatekeepers cry about forced diversity. In a Japanese property, they have no...
How's it forced diversity if the author or the creator made that? You know what I mean? If they made that character, they made that story. How's that forced diversity? If the creator or the author wanted a black character, it's their right to do so. It's their creative, to say it. It's their creative ownership. It's their idea. What's wrong with that? You're gonna fight the author over it? You're gonna fight the creator over it for their own creative decision and vision? It's crazy.
creative ownership of. A black cosplayer portrays a beloved character. Unacceptable! Gatekeepers question their authenticity for engaging with a fandom those same gatekeepers claim to love. This is the question I've been pondering, and it took me a while to come to this answer. It would be too easy to say this is just racism, though it absolutely is. But there's a specific psychological structure underneath it worth identifying. For a certain kind of Western fan, the white one, anime and manga became a cultural refuge, a space that felt separate from mainstream Western media. Japanese pop culture felt like theirs, something they discovered. something that didn't yet belong to everyone. And for many of them, not belonging to everyone quietly meant not belonging to black and brown people. And don't get me wrong, black and brown people have also been fans of Japanese media for forever. But when black audiences show up loudly and joyfully, and don't get me wrong, black and brown people have also been fans of Japanese media for forever. But when black audiences
Sorry, I just thought this was Dreamcom. I thought this was a Dreamcom. That's why I paused it.
show up loudly and joyfully, when they cosplay, when they write fan fiction, when they make TikToks about their favorite characters, when a manga centering black identity gets a global release, it shatters that illusion. The Refuge doesn't feel exclusive anymore. They really have no problem with black fans. They just want you to be quiet about it. Don't engage in fandoms. Don't even have a voice in the fandom.
Why should black and brown people be quiet of their love for, a fandom of, like this? So they should be vocal, but we have to be quiet about it. We have to be passive about it. That doesn't make sense. It's not fair. Also, it doesn't belong to you. That's another thing. It doesn't belong to you. Of all things, it belongs to Japanese people because it's made in Japan. We're just the outsiders. At the end of the day, you and I are just outsiders. This isn't really for us. Majority of the things that goes on in anime it doesn't resonate with me or you. Because majority of things is like based on Japan, based on Japanese culture. So why does it matter? Just enjoy it. Just like gatekeepers are stupid, It's just like it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the Japanese people. It doesn't belong to me, but I still love it. I still enjoy it. I have no problem. Like, it's just crazy.
Instead of embracing all these people who share the same passion, the cultural gatekeepers fight to restore the refuge. That fighting turns into harassment. It turns into doctored cover art. It turns into a comment section telling a 19-year-old she doesn't belong.
If anything, they are the weeaboos in this situation. Gatekeepers are the true weeaboos. Like, yeah.
Japanese creators and audiences did not ask for this. Half as More was celebrated in Japan precisely because it tackled something real and uncomfortable about Japanese society. Yoiko Fujimi wasn't writing for Western approval. She was writing about her own experience and the experiences of others like her. Japanese readers responded to that honesty. The Western gatekeepers who vandalized her work's reception weren't defending Japanese culture. They were imposing their own racial politics onto it.
Exactly. So it's wrong for her to express her own experiences as a haifu in Japan because she's a black woman, or it's just wrong. It just doesn't make sense. Like, so you want to deny her own experiences and the experiences of other people just like her because she's not what you perceive her to be. She's not what you want her to be. It's crazy.
Anyways, despite all of this, I'd like to share some positives. Anime and manga are slowly expanding to include more black characters with depth and intention. Series like Lazarus and my personal favorite, Gachiakuta, have been praised for their portrayal.
Speaking of Gachiakuta, I have episode 1 reaction on my channel. I am thinking about doing episode 2 reaction in the future. So go check out my episode 1 reaction of Gachiakuta.
I really love Gachiakuta and highly recommend it.
Gachiakuta, I've been seeing a lot of like stuff about the author, about like, I don't know, it's like people are attacking her for some reason. I don't know why. Like, people are attacking her. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about her lately. I don't know what she did. Like, it's crazy. I don't know what they're attacking her for. Just like, what did she do? Like, I don't understand. Like, just leave that lady alone. Like, let her continue doing her work. Why they're like bothering her, I don't know. I've just been seeing like posts about her, but I don't understand exactly the meaning or the depth of what's the problem that most people have, like the fans have with her.
Black creators, black studios.
Yeah, I remember remembering hearing about these guys. Also, there's also a guy, an animator. He's a black animator. I think his name's Sean Thomas. Great guy.
And black stories are finding their way into the medium, not despite of Japanese culture, but often in collaboration with it. And yes, gatekeepers will still complain, but the fans, creators, and communities will keep showing up, keep cosplaying, keep writing, and keep watching, even when they are told they don't belong. Cultural belonging isn't a contest. It isn't determined by how long you've been watching or how obscure your taste is.
Let me say this about Yusuke. When Assassin's Creed Shadows, I believe that's the title of the game, came out, it was so crazy. Like the stuff that people are talking about this game, talking about Yusuke, exactly. It's just like downplaying his existence, downplaying him. You know, it's just so crazy. Like I don't know. I think it's envy and jealousy, in a sense. I think all boils down to jealousy and envy. At the end of the day, that they're jealous that a black man is in a video game, and he was a real historical figure. But when you see a someone else, it's like it's cool. But if you see like someone like Yusuke, it's like it's a problem. It's just crazy. Again, I think it boils down to envy and jealousy.
And it certainly isn't determined by people who have appointed themselves the defenders of a culture they view from the outside. Japanese media belongs to its creators.
Exactly, it belongs to its creators and to the Japanese people. We are just outsiders looking in. We're just people that really is not really intended for us, but somehow it came on our side of the world. But it is what it is. But again, it's not us. It's not for us, technically.
It's a global community that's enriched and diverse. It's built by every new person who falls in love with it, regardless of what they look like or where they're from. The next time someone tries to tell a black or brown fan that they don't belong in anime spaces, or that a manga centering their experience is somehow an attack on Japanese culture, ask them one simple question. Who gave you that job? Because it wasn't in Japan.
Exactly. Let's run that back.
Next time someone tries to tell a black or brown fan that they don't belong in anime spaces, or that a manga centering their experience is somehow an attack on Japanese culture, ask them one simple question. Who gave you that job? Because it wasn't Japan.
Okay, guys, that was Why Gatekeepers Don't Like Black People by Christian Brunette. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this topic. You know, I do have a couple of videos on some social commentary that I want to do, especially around, black people and the black experience, because, I am black, and, these are, stories and, things that goes on in the black community, and I kind of want to show you guys what goes on, and also give you my input and my thoughts, and maybe some experiences I may have. So if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy my channel, all my videos, let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a discussion. Your thoughts about the topic or any other topic that that comes up. Give this video a like. Give this, share it. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.